Susan Riggs will soon be the new Deputy Secretary of California's Housing Agency. This comes at a crossroads for affordable housing policy in the state. As the cost of housing gets more expensive, the plight of low-income workers is a growing part of the national conversation. Susan Riggs, congratulations and welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you so much, Peggy.
Now, you've said San Diego has an affordable housing crisis. How major of a crisis are you talking about?
Oh, it's very severe. In fact, the City Council in the City of San Diego have been declaring the housing state of emergency since 2002, and we really haven't made any strides towards making a dent in the need at this point.
What major factors create this crisis?
Well, certainly the cost of constructing housing today, an undersupply of housing that's available to lower income folks. We've had a lot of demolition of, older housing stock that tends to be more affordable than new construction. And so there's a whole variety of factors, but certainly the geographic limitations in San Diego in terms of our canyons and the limitations with the border and Camp Pendleton and those types of things really significantly limit our ability to construct new housing.
How about the elimination of the redevelopment agencies? Did that play into this as well?
Absolutely. So the redevelopment program produced about $1 billion per year for affordable housing. That was the single largest source of funding for affordable housing in the state of California. So, without that revenue, we are not going to be producing very much affordable housing anytime in the near future.
I see. The term affordable housing, we use that a lot. We hear a lot about it. Tell us more as far as the definition of what we're really talking about when we say affordable housing.
Absolutely. So a common standard is set by the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development, and they generally use a standard of 30 to 35% of your income should go to housing expenses. So that would be your mortgage and interest plus utilities, or your rent plus utilities. Now, that standard, of course, is very different based upon what your income is. If you earn $100,000 a year, 30% of your income still leaves you with a lot of discretionary income. But if you're making $24,000 a year, that really doesn't leave anything or very little for basic necessities like healthy foods and medicine, healthcare, those types of things.
There's an effort, of course, as you know, that's underway here to overturn the linkage fee, which commercial developers pay to help pay for affordable housing. What do you want to say to opponents of the fee who say if it goes through, it'll result in job loss?
Well, actually, the use of the fee has been demonstrated to produce new jobs. There's great economic activity that's produced, $375,000 in new economic activity for every housing unit that's built, 2.1 new jobs for every housing unit that's built through the use of these fees. The fees themselves produce a lot of economic activity in our communities. Traditionally, they've been leveraged 30 to 1, so $30 of outside investment have come into our communities as a result of these dollars. And so, I would argue, in fact, the use of these fees are really exceptional for our economy.
And I have to say, coming back to that, I would like you, if you wouldn't mind, taking a moment to remind us of some of your biggest accomplishments here.
So, I've been here in San Diego and at the Federation for many years and have really worked to establish affordable housing generally as, an important public policy issue that needs to be addressed in San Diego. And certainly on a more limited basis, I've really worked to position the San Diego Housing Federation as, the primary voice for affordable housing and for low-income San Diegans.
And is that how, or I should say, how would you like to see San Diego address affordable housing in the near future?
Well, it's a really complex political issue. It's complicated to address the sources of the problem, but we need to begin to prioritize and pull apart the issues that are associated with and really prioritize it in our public policy issues.
Locally, you're speaking locally as far and statewide.
Absolutely, and federally, quite frankly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Growing it out. Can you tell us about your new role?
So the new role comes out of a reorganization of the government that Jerry Brown passed in the last budget. And so it's a new agency. It's the Business Consumer Services and Housing Agency. And this role, the Deputy Secretary for Housing Policy, will be over all of the housing functions. And so that's everything from the Housing and Community Development Department to the Real Estate Bureau. So the breadth of my new role is much expanded, even to include fair housing. So it'll be a real change in scope from the work I've been doing.
Well, very exciting, and good luck to you, soon to be Deputy Secretary of the state's new housing agency. Susan Riggs, thanks so much.
Thank you.